we here? Hello. Hello. Welcome to the Heart and Mind exhibit. Thank you for being here. We are doing a set of poetry and music called The Relentlessly Regenerative Heart. So it's going to be taking folks through a musical poetry experience of opening the heart and falling in love and contracting and grief and reopening again. So if you are interested in that experience, you can stick around. It should be like a 30-minute journey. So we're going to start the first stage of, I feel like when you're, before any of the love emerges, it's more of like the cocoon and the love with yourself, at least in my experience. And so I wrote this poem when I was in this phase of looking at the world as if it was all these little details or something to savor and soak up. And I did this writing experiment where I wasn't allowed to write about what I usually write about, which is love, the body, or my past. And so I had to go out for a month and just find things every day to soak up in the mundane, from little kids walking down the street and seeing them how to walk along East Cliff, to pelicans flying by, finding the poetry and the beauty in the everyday. And this one's called How to Walk into Awe. Do not mind the clock, but bring a watch. Leave at least 2 hours of unguarded time. This isn't a window for racing, but for staring, studying, wingspans, manzanitas, poems crawling up to shores. Love at least 10 things for 10 seconds longer than you normally would. This is how we unravel our brows, soften our existence, how we go from anywhere to here, really here. Look at the flying bird and wonder how evolution granted magic in such a way. Stare at the glistening ocean and see the diamonds we forget about. Imagine writing a poem that makes people remember the second that's so easy to forget. Pay attention to the very young and the very old. The way they stare at things a little longer, make stairs into a castle, the ordinary into the less imaginable. They are closer to the here than the rest of us. But just for this morning, wake and walk into awe. Walk around the blocks you see every day and find your eyes making love to the ordinary. Keep going. Repeat as often as needed. Repeat until it's not a need, but a want. The purest kind of want. The one you were born for. The one you don't have to do a single thing to deserve. So the next stage, for those of you who just walked in, we're doing like a journey into love. So that's like when you're in your own little cocoon, when you're just with your solo single vibe. And then there starts to be more, maybe some like crush energy. You start crushing on the world a little more. You start having a crush. And this is where I tend to write a lot of songs and a lot of poems. And so I'm going to sing a song. I'm only going to sing a couple songs, so this is one of the two. And this one's called This Could Be Magic.
Is that art?
It's art.
And I wrote it. It's like the stage where you meet someone you don't really know a lot about them, and you're like, there's so much possibility, but you're just filling in the gaps, and there's a lot of excitement around the little things you find. So that is this. All right. I hadn't prayed in maybe a decade, probably more like 2. But I started saying the word divine and well, then came you. You walked into my life, slipped in like a mistake. It didn't take much time together to make me wonder, well, is this fate? Well, I don't really know you, but what I see, I like it. And I don't know what this is, but honey, I'm down to try it. And I don't know where it'll go, but like a river I'm flowing. Cause my friend says I shouldn't settle for anything but magic. This is magic. You got me feeling like magic. You flew across the stars just to see me for one day. It didn't matter how far you live, for love I drive to the end of the state. You could be a mirage, an illusion in the desert, but where I'm sitting, oh, you're looking like an ocean of pleasure. Well, I don't really know you, but what I see, I like it. And I don't know what this is, but honey, I'm down to try it. And I don't know where it can go, but like a river I'm flowing. Cause my friend says I shouldn't settle for anything but magic. And this is magic. You got me feeling like magic. Woo! Fun. So that's crush energy. And now we're going into love. Like, you know, the edge of, oh, sorry, okay, here's your phone. I feel like a mad woman with all these papers. Okay, now you're entering the stage of where you're like, oh shit, I think I'm falling in love. And you're like a little terrified. So like, whoo, I'm feeling things and I'm a little scared, but I'm gonna keep going, you know? And maybe your past is kind of lingering on your shoulder a little bit, but you're still walking towards it. And this one's called How to Start Over. One, assemble the heart's garage sale. Lay yesterday on the ground in front of you. The clock that ticks and talks. The shoe you always think will drop. The Polaroids of old joys you love to snapshot. The guitar you'll half play on the good days and bleed into on the bad days. The fear trapped in Tupperware in the forgotten corner of the fridge. The empty picture frame that glows of possibility. The one on the back that says, there is so much waiting for you. If you could just sell all of this. 2, pick up the sledgehammer.
Yes.
I know it sounds dramatic, but just stay with me, okay? Next, pick up that too loud clock. Listen for the old stories in between the tick and the tock. The ones that will surely slow down tomorrow. Now, take that second hand in between your thumb and index finger. Breathe in and break that ticking hand in two. It's stubborn, I know, as are you. And maybe you don't want to see it go, but feel how light sound is without the countdown halting the flow. This is where yesterday softens its grip. Speaking of grip, Are you still holding that sledgehammer? Oh, honey, you can set that down now. I know you like the possibility of busting something open, so I thought I'd get your attention. But before we keep going, look at that shoe. That bright, sparkling blue shoe. Isn't it something? Still hasn't dropped. 3. Open the stiff door. I know it's been a while since we opened this one, so don't mind the rest. But just open it, will you? Oh God, do you feel that? Just close your eyes and feel the summer turned autumn breeze dancing on your skin. Feel that microdose of softness turning your limbs into branches. And smell the sap from that cracked open heart suddenly dripping with scents of sweet butterscotch. Now take one last look at that bright blue shoe, because baby, it's not coming. Worrying about could-be's just isn't a good look on you. So how about you click your heels and tell me the thing you'd like to come true. 4. Bet on bare feet. So that's what you want, huh? Bare feet. To walk into the living of love with bare feet, sheepskin under your toes, and you're dropping truth after truth with every step you go. But your words land like feathers, no longer stifle glass shards. You want bare feet through the house, and bare feet through the blooming yard. And bare feet in those sheets, so you're always toe to toe with sweetness in the dark. 5. Surrender to surprise. Surprise when words and actions stay intertwined. Surprise when flowers knock at the door. When notes the scavenger hunts are lined across the floor. And right when your mind thinks it sees wrong coming, watch love be right. Watch the brain open a new door, fire a fresh synapse for the very first time. Watch his eyes stay with you, steady on you, even as you reveal every single messy side. Because this is what I've been trying to get to. Love doesn't come with directions like this. There's no blueprint to forever bliss. I don't think it's being dolled up on your best days. I think it's surrendering to utter metamorphosis. To what you can't see coming, but trust is worth the stay. So when everything at the garage sale gets sold, come on over and knock on my door. There's a wall of empty frames, and I have a feeling that heart of yours will have some photos of uncharted land that this new love is bound to explore. Now we're in peak love. Now you're like, I'm 2 feet in. I'm so in this. Like, I'm not going anywhere. It's the best stage. But it's also like all the real stuff's coming up, you know? This is where you really get to know someone. All the shadows are in the mix. All the love and the dark. And so this one's called My Love Is. And if you stick around at the end, there's going to be a little writing prompt. And so you can write a prompt, a poem to this if you'd like, together with pen and paper. I'm also a writing teacher, so that's where that comes in. Okay, so it's called My Love Is. My love is seasoned, self-knowing, studied itself inside and out as though reading an encyclopedia makes life safer to live. My love is a feminist who knows every meet cute of every romantic comedy. My love is not the easiest to get to know. She's always hustling some side gig or prepping for some show, but damn does she love to feel love unfurled. My love is a little side-eyed at first though. My love starts to feel safe here. My love will leave you notes on your doorstep so you remember you are adored. My love is how many playlists is too many playlists? My love is used to doing it on her own, but adores not needing to do it on her own. My love is you seem stressed, so I made you some meals. My love is take the mouse out of the trap for me, will you? My love is not found in the patriarchal book section, but probably in a therapist's office, and intimately knows all the characters of Inside Out 2. Anxiety. My love is fluent in wanting to hear all of your emotions, especially the ones that scare the shit out of you. My love is before we have a hard talk, let's lie on the floor, nose to nose. Because how can we stay upset with each other if we look at each other like that? My love is we should probably set a timer because I can process for hours. My love is loyal as loyal comes, but only because she's lived and made mistakes more than once. My love will write you more poems than every partner ever has, but you're gonna need to curate at least one good playlist, okay? My love is, what haven't you tried that you dreamt of? My love loves to get lost in a map. My love will always be 2 steps ahead and sense when it's time to go, but she'll keep trying just a little longer because her only rule is, give it your all before you go. Because you won't grieve as hard when you don't have regrets. My love has bled from heartbreak but knows grief will never kill, never close, only soften. Wrap her body temporarily in a silk cocoon. My love is the most tenderly resilient, relentlessly regenerative kind I know, and I wish I could pass it out to people to sip on. My love is a pair of birds in flight, but not the chill, chickadee kind. My love is a pair of eagles who intertwine their talons before they mate. They spiral towards the earth together to prove to one another, you can trust me on the dive, and you can trust me on the fly. My love will always reserve the right to be sensitive. My love is a waterfall that no longer pretends to do well with ponds. My love wants to know, what's your relationship with your beast? The shadowy one you're scared to touch or feed. Because I've learned the only way to open my heart is to befriend my own inner dark. My love is a constellation of dear friends, of imperfect parents, of a grandpa who is pretty much my best friend. People who prove to me time and time again, love is messy, love is disappointing, but love is harmonious. Love can be eternal and leave you better than it found you, even if it ends. My love is my favorite unknown because it terrifies me every time. It's a thing I can't control. But it's also the essence of living. Makes you so acutely alive. I found it in so many small moments, and they're beautifully mundane most times. But it's the magic we all inherently have, the one we all deserve, and it's the hardest to lose, but I'm telling you, love is always worth the rebirth. That's love. So fun. Okay, next is this is called Fantasy Parade, and this is the stage where you know, I really am into this, but I also know this isn't for me, and I'm gonna have to step out of this, but you're still holding on a little bit, and you're at the edge knowing the end is coming. As a reminder, we're gonna go through the full cycle of love and grief, so I won't tag you too long into grief though. We'll pop back out. So this is called Fantasy Parade, and I wrote it when I was feeling that about a relationship. That day on the dirt road, when your feet hit rocky land, was the beginning of a fantasy parade only we could hear. Steps strung between flamenco, guitar, and bongo beats we find a scene. Pluck the preamble. Trim the outer edges. Fill it with copal incense and full moon moans. Whisper, you are a dream worth running towards. Bookend it with skin-to-skin strums. Bite the cold flan. Taste the tears of cannot last forever. Kiss the face of this delusion angel. Look up to the palm trees. Trace the sunbeam silhouette. Feel your heart thaw in the winter sun, alive, so alive again. And hold my hand just a little longer, will you? Just until the baby turtles find their way to the sea. And try not to think about the 9 out of 10 that will die attempting nature's most courageous leap. Because this is our fantasy parade. But not everything will survive. And the thing we didn't know back at that dirt road was we only have one more sunrise. So even though our fork sits just around the bend, I'll remember the song we sang and swam in, and I'll sing it to a crowd you won't be in. Because every romantic loves the echo of their fantasy parade. We're coming into the full circle. But now we've entered the time of heartbreak, the part everybody hates. We're entered grief. But I recently learned this winter that I feel I've dodged grief as much as one can dodge it most of my life. And I've road tripped and traveled and filled my calendar with a million things. And this winter was the first one where I was like, you know, I'm just gonna lean into this when I went through a heartbreak. And I was surprised that like when you don't resist something, it actually is a lot easier to navigate through. And it wasn't as all-consuming as I thought. And so I wrote this piece with that in mind. And yeah, I think there's a lot of gentle beauty and lessons in grief. Is what I learned. It's called Grief, Lessons from a First Timer. Years ago, I heard about this girl. We didn't grow up together or anything, didn't really speak the same language. But every now and then, she'd come around, walk into the room with these big raindrop eyes, demanding my attention. I didn't like the sight of her. She was silent, but I didn't like the sound of her. Just hearing her name made my insides quicksand. Grief is the name she goes by, but I didn't need to know her name to know I could road trip past her. Watch her thumbs up in the air, leave her in the dust. I'd calendar myself full, climb the highest mountain peaks, chase a dance floor every night of the week, if it meant keeping her out of my view. But the thing is, grief is patient. She's got nothing but time. And she likes to knock on the door in the early morning, and if you don't answer, she'll come back late at night. She comes at the edge of a heartbreak, when death knocks at the door, when the world starts to shatter in little glass shards on the floor. I spent years thinking I could bright side my way around her, silver lining my way through her. How many coaches is too many coaches at the same time? But after my last love, I started wondering, why was I so afraid to meet grief's gaze? I met every other side. Why couldn't I meet her the same? It was January and I was looking out at the rain when I heard a knocking. I felt the ache in my chest before I even saw her face. It was cold out, frigid. So I looked out to see who was there, and there was grief. But for the first time, I wasn't scared. I just saw her in that oversized coat, dripping wet, shaking a little but trying not to show it. I didn't feel quicksand at the sight of her. I just felt like I was looking at a tired, young, old friend I hadn't seen in quite some time. How could I just leave her out in the cold? How could I push such a frail thing away? It was clear she needed a friend. It was clear she was having a tough day. So I opened the door and said, I don't know what to do with you, but if you need a couch, you can stay. So I lit a candle, put on TV, brought out the weighted blanket, let her curl up beside me. And we do that for as many nights as she needed to knock. And the funny thing was, she wasn't all-consuming like I thought. She didn't devour, she didn't destroy the room. She Sure, she was a little feral, but feral in a fun kind of way. The kind that doesn't care if she cries in public at the beach and then afterwards wants to immediately start dancing, even if people are watching. She loves rage rooms where she can break shit wide open. She wails at karaoke to Melissa Etheridge. She writes the bravest songs, even if no one will ever hear them. But the part I liked most about her was when I let her in for just a few minutes, just a few times a day. Everything else in my life turned up the volume along the way. The flowers exploded with color. A deep belly laugh felt like wind tracing the edges of a canyon. The birds felt like a cinematic scene. Beats beckoned my hips. I felt acutely alive. I felt so damn free. I started calling my friends again. I started learning new things again. I started trusting my feet again. Because dancing with grief is surrendering to the full spectrum of life. But what I've learned is everything is a little easier when you stop resisting, gripping, and trying to fight. So if you're at the edge, afraid grief will consume, I'm willing to wager she's softer than you think. I'm willing to bet you're stronger than you think. I'm willing to believe your friends, your loved ones, they'll be there in a heartbeat. So maybe, just maybe, this time, you let her in. I don't know about you, but I love to root for the character in the movie that's brave enough to try something new, even if she doesn't know what's going to happen. We made it through grief. The hardest part's over. So now, this is the stage where you start feeling the curiosity again. You start finding your feet again. But before that, actually, we don't quite skip that fast to just like crush energy again. there's an in-between stage. It's the stage of when you start to catch your breath again. You start to trust yourself again. Your mind has more space. You're not in the heavy feels as often, and you start to just feel normal again. And I think that is one of the most underrated stages of life, is when we get to have that after grief. So this one's called Getting Better. And I'm so happy you're here. Thomas,
yeah,
you know what's an underrated feeling? Getting better. The first few weeks after a knee-crushing ascent, the weeks well after the breakup is past, the days where a limb that one ached every second it moved suddenly sits silent, unnoticeable. And it's the painless silence that makes you see the world as though you've just been given 1,000 miracles, when in reality it's just the law of life. Nothing stays the same, even the pain. Things always, usually, get better. It's one of the sweetest feelings, getting better. It's the Monday when you're walking down the street after weeks of heartache and suddenly you just feel like an average human moving through the world. You feel a warm breeze in your chest, calm for no reason. And for a second it feels a little strange, like something's missing. But the only thing missing is what already up and left. And you've officially entered the stage where your heart has caught its breath. It's not the peak where everything is perfect. It's not the place where all the gold has landed in your hands. It's the quiet one step after the other. The steady unfurling. The sweetness of knowing things get brighter because they're in between. It's a feeling I wish I could sip every time I think the world is crumbling. But the getting better is like a kiss on the forehead. It's like someone gently holding you from behind, I never really know when it's coming, but it faithfully brings me to my eyes, tears to my eyes, brings me to my knees, makes me thank the skies for whatever is always happening. It's the law of nature, the predictability of impermanence, the thing I've learned I can always count on. Living is cyclical, and experiencing is cyclical, and every cycle is a window where you're better than you've been, but you know there's more juice waiting to be squeezed. You're getting better. These are the days of getting better. These are the beautiful in-betweens. Yes. Now we're back to coming alive. So now we've entered the stage where now you're kind of back where we started, where we're like, remember in the beginning when there was the awe and looking at the world with this crush energy, and now we're back there after the heartbreak and after the stepping into yourself. So this is the relentlessly regenerative side of the heart. And this one's called Instructions to Come Back Alive, and I wrote it after I had gone through a relationship ending, and weeks had passed, and I went to a party, and I was like, wow, there's so many amazing people you just meet, and you just walk into a room, and like 5 minutes ago you never knew this human, and now they might change your life, you know? That's like the beauty of life. So I wrote this for that. And it's called Instructions to Come Back Alive. Okay. We wait for chances to stumble along the fade like it's luck on the bottom of our shoe. We wait for the universe to say it's your time to dance through this room. But baby, we forget it's life, it's not predestined. I mean, a door is only a door if you have the guts to walk through it. So put on that dress that makes you want to twirl, and grab your friend who betters your world, and go on out and talk to good strangers, and let your heart see you're not really in danger. And dance, and let that trial stretch wide, 'cause these are instructions to come back alive. Sometimes I look at the sky like I need permission to live, and then I remember the compass I seek is within. Sometimes we forget this life is full of chances, and a door is only a door if you have the guts to walk through it. So put on that dress that makes you want to twirl, grab your friend who betters your world, and go on out and talk to good strangers, and let your heart see you're not really in danger. And dance, and let smiles stretch wide, 'cause these are instructions to come back alive. You're back. Okay, we are nearing the end of the journey. So this is the last piece, and then we're gonna do a little writing prompt, should you wish to write your own poem about love. This one, I feel like at the end of this whole cycle, so we've just gone through all the iterations of opening and contracting of love, and I feel like at the end of that, you generally aren't the same person as when you started. And so this piece I wrote with the idea that every 7 years we cellularly just regenerate. Every cell in our body becomes new every 7 years. So in theory, we are also just new humans. And so this is what that piece is about. They say dust is just a collection of our smallest shed selves. They say every 7 years the body inhabits new cells. They say stars don't need a body to beam, and if that's all true, meet 34. The last year of a cyclical becoming. Count the ways this day is new, like a cherry blossom wind on a too early spring. Count the replaced heartbeats, because therapy, undoing, reviving, if every 7 years the body inhabits a refreshed shape then. Every 7 years is the start of a new take. Old films play on the projector as long as hands will let them, so what color is a cassette when rediscovered as a mosaic reflection? What's the melody of generational stories disappearing in the wind? What shape is a dream that changes but always seems to fit? What color are irises that see a fresh, winding road, one that's new and daunting but feels like an old soulful home? There's a song worth listening to under soft moonlight. When nervous system rests, unguarded, childlike, you can almost hear it like a sonic shooting star, the earliest iteration of this 7-year self. See, this body, oof, it's ancient life. This body is alive as it gets. And though a single form walks through this world, stagnancy was never our life sentence. We were born to take new shape. Hearts were meant to feel, expand, and oscillate. So when you feel that drum beating inside, dismembering comfort, leaving old tapes behind, remember a shooting star is never afraid to die. Because when the powerful combust, there is always light on the other side. Thank you for being here. Thank you for going and being brave enough to stick around for the whole journey. Thank you for staying and just the whole art experience. So if you want to stick around for a writing prompt, you're welcome to. Just do like a little quickie. And I have some pens and paper. I also have a book launch coming up. You guys already know about this, but if you guys don't know, I wrote a novel called The Road of Her Own. There's a book launch at Alaska on May 9th. Thomas is going to be reading. We're going to have a bunch of readers and writers and musicians, and it's going to be a fun lineup. I'll be singing and reading from my book. And if you want to write for like 5 minutes for a writing prompt, you can come up here and I'll give you a pen and paper. And the prompt is going to be my love is, and then you just do a list similar to how the one I read earlier was my love is and fill in the blank. And then it can be verbs that remind you of like your love or your family or your friends or your pets and how you love. But no pressure. No. My two crew. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you. What would your sparks do? Oh yeah.
Good to see you. Oh, I love that company. That was like really? But the feeling between the two of them was really,
That was awesome.
Thank you.
You had this one as well. Thank you.